Yes, welcome to the second part of the email super affiliate checklist. This part we're chatting about marketing. Now, what is marketing? Marketing is a conversation that happens in the prospect's mind just before the prospect faces the decision whether or not to buy the program. So, marketing is everything that precedes the decision, everything that precedes the question the prospect asks themselves, which is, should I or should I not get this? The purpose of your marketing is to conduct a dialogue that instructs, educates, and invites the prospect to check out the offer and see it as something that is beneficial to them, see it as something that helps them solve their problems and improve their lives. So that is why when we market anything, we focus on some specific things, which is in this part of the checklist. If you were ever confused about marketing, if you ever were confused with the actual word, if you ever, like, when people say marketing or internet marketing, right? No one can actually explain what marketing is. People think marketing may be selling, people think marketing may be pitching, but it's not. Marketing is a conversation we will create in the prospect's mind that will then lead the prospect down path to make an educated and wise buying decision, whether to accept or reject the offer we present to them. So everything that leads to that offer is marketing, and that is what we're chatting about in this part of the checklist. Now, it is incredibly important that you actually do the exercises, because without this information, you will never be able to structure your campaign effectively. And if you ever wonder what separates the people who successfully market affiliate programs and people who fail at that miserably, I guarantee I can put every money I've got, every dime I've got, everything I have, okay, that people who successfully market information programs, who successfully promote affiliate programs, who successfully sell software, who successfully offer coaching, who are in demand, who make a lot of money, these are the people that answer all these questions before they sit down to map out their promotions. The people who don't make money, the people who suck at marketing, the people who still work for someone else really, really hard and make that person rich, the people who hate their life because they can't afford the things they want, the people who do not call the shots in their life, they do not answer these questions, they do not take the time to do these exercises, and therefore they will forever remain frustrated and broke. Now, I hope you invested in this program because you wanted to be the opposite. I hope you invested in this program because you wanted that email super affiliate lifestyle that we chatted about. And if that's the case, I urge you to not skip this and implement. I urge you to sit down, take the hour or 30 minutes it requires, take a pen and a pad, and write down the answers to these questions. The first question being, what are the three most common objections I may encounter? So usually when you're marketing internet marketing programs or make money online stuff, you will always encounter the objection of, I'm not technical, I don't have the money, the objection of, how much time will this take me because I'm too busy making a living, and so on and so forth. But now, these are surface level objections. The real objections, we have discussed these in the first module of the core training. They go back to people being afraid of looking stupid, people trying to explain to their partner why they spent money on the program and not being able to do it, going back to previous failures, right? So anytime you're marketing anything to this market, you're always encountering the objection of, oh, I purchased things in the past and I didn't get results. Why should I get this? So all these deep objections, I've already given you the answers in the core modules of the training. Just go back to the core modules and find them. Make sure to thoroughly examine, because the moment you understand what your market goes through, that is the moment when your market just opens up and is willing to work with you. What are the three powerful new frames I can introduce to reframe those objections? Now, framing is an NLP concept which allows you to reposition a reason not to act as a reason to act. For example, Igor, I would really love to buy this, but I don't have $100 to buy this program. I say, okay, Bob, I can appreciate that. Please let me know, and tell me if I'm wrong here. Please let me know if the reason you're looking into buying this program is because you would like to make the extra money you don't have right now. Yes, Igor, that is correct. Okay, great. And is the reason you don't have the money you want in your life right now is because you do not have the information and or the tools you need to make that money? Yes, Igor, that's correct. All right. So wouldn't it make sense to find the $100 that you're missing to get this program, to learn how to make money, to get this money, and to pay back the person or the institution that lends you that money? Yeah, that makes more sense. And what if you don't take action today and you allow this reason of not having an extra $100 in your pocket right now to be a reason not to act? What do you go back to? You're going back to the same life where anytime, gas prices jump up 5 cents, you're having a heart attack. Anytime your children need new clothes, you don't know where to get them. You probably slept them on the credit card and paid them off for the next year. Anytime your partner mentions a vacation, you panic because you simply can't afford it. Is that the life you want to keep living? No, Igor, that's not. I'm going to go and get the money. So my point is that through reframing, you can overcome pretty much any objection. But to be effective in reframing, you also have to know your customer, which is why the first module of the core training, we focused on knowing thy customer, because only then you can come up with 3 new powerful frames. Next one is, what are the 3 problems my market is experiencing right now that this product solves for them? Now, this goes specific for the program you're marketing. So again, for example, let's just say you picked up a WordPress plugin you want to market, and the WordPress plugin is a tracker. It's a tracker tool. What it does, it allows your customers to track the visitors they're getting to their site, how much time they're spending on their site, if they're leaving quickly, how many of them turn into leads and into customers, and so on. Just a basic tracking software. So the problem that my market may be experiencing in relation to the offer I'm promoting in this case can be maybe getting some sales but not knowing where those sales come from, which means they may be spending money on their own traffic sources, or they may be investing time in their own traffic sources without knowing where the customers are coming from. Another thing that could be happening is that if my client is not making money right now, but they are doing something, then if they are not tracking what's going on in their business, they do not know at which conversion point in their funnels they're losing their customers. So tracking becomes very, very important. Another thing that we can appeal to is that a tracking software, if you're an email marketer, can sometimes get you blocked by the email service providers because they tend to blacklist popular trackers. So if you're marketing to a bunch of email marketers, you can say something along the lines of, if you're using XYZ tracker, chances are that right now you are being blacklisted by ESPs and you're not hitting the inbox, you're actually landing in the spam because of the links you're using. But if you're using this tracker, which goes into your own domain, you can then be safe from being blacklisted. Again, just a couple of things off the top of my head, but you get the point. You have to connect the problem that they may be experiencing right now to the solution you're offering, because only then it will make sense for them to buy it, because they're going to be looking to get rid of the problem. What are the 3 desired outcomes my market really wishes to attain? This can go back to the first core module of the training, where I gave you dozens of ideal outcomes your market is trying to attain. Most of them will be around freedom, giving back, calling the shots in your own life, making money, buying some things, having the opportunity to choose where to go or when to wake up, and so on. There's plenty of these outcomes. They're already listed in the core training. Just go back to the core training and pick the 3 outcomes that you feel resonate most with your market. What are the 3 things my market is afraid of when it comes to their online business that my product eliminates? Now, this goes to the fear of it. And now, the fears are usually the fear of overwhelm, of not being able to follow through because of overwhelming amount of things to do, fear of technical details, which you may have right now. I still have it every time I set out to do anything. So, the fear of getting tied up in the technicalities of it and wasting a lot of time and not being able to figure it out, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of not having what it takes to succeed, right? So all these fears, list them. I already gave you the fears in the first core module of the training. What are the three things or persons my market is angry at? So these are the enemies, right? These are the things that your prospect or your market is blaming, things or people that your market is blaming for their own failures. Now, this is important that you list these out, and better yet, if you have more than three, because it is so easy to sell against an enemy. Because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. This strategy is very, very effective, and it can easily be used. For example, I used it in the seven-figure franchise promotion in a way where I said, look, most gurus out there who sell you the lifestyle, they don't live that lifestyle. They work really, really hard. And I even said that I was one of these gurus. I sell the lifestyle. I sell the email super affiliate lifestyle, and I make a lot of money, and I have as much freedom as I choose to have. But on a regular day, I work hard. I don't work too many hours. I work about 6 hours a day, but I work like during these hours. It's intense. It's really intense, and there's also a healthy dose of headache that comes with running your own business. So if someone is working in a shop and they come, they work 9 to 5 and then they go back home, they don't think about work when they're at home. I think about work all the time. So I brought up all these points to basically build up an enemy, which is people and programs that sell a lifestyle but do not actually live it. And then I brought up Michael Cheney, who's actually living the lifestyle, who's working 4 hours, 4 hours a day, or 2 hours a day, or something like that. I think it's four, and then cycles for 2 hours a day, and then spends the rest of the day with his family. And that's how he structured this business, and he's making $1 million a year doing it. Now that's amazing. And then I pointed them to the promotional materials for the franchise, for the seven-figure franchise, so they can go and start checking it out. That was a very easy angle. It worked really well. I still use it every day in my follow-up sequence. What are three current events I can tie my promotion to? So depending on where you are in the world, depending on what you take interest in, you probably are part of some sort of community or global community even, where things happen. For example, during the election, you can tie it into the election. During the Independence Day, the 4th of July, you can always tie in your promotion to having the independence, having the freedom, because that's what we do. We operate this business to get the freedom. You can tie it into as you can see with the next question, to a movie or a book promotion. So I remember mailing out a service that we do where we build lists for people. And I said, that was right around when the Black Panther movie came out. So I emailed my list and I explained why the Black Panther movie, in my opinion, is the worst Marvel movie of all time. How predictable it was, how the villain was actually weak, and how the hero was conflicted in ways that he was not supposed to be conflicted in, and basically how it was all child's play. But then I tied it in to the fact that Black Panther also became the highest grossing movie of all time for Marvel. Now, why is that? Why do you think is that? Well, it's simple, because Marvel has an established base of fans that will go and watch anything Marvel puts on the big screen. So I tied it back in to the list, to the service where I build lists for people, and I said, look, a list is the secret. Like even if you have a crappy product, you put still market it to the list will still buy it. Although I don't recommend putting out crappy products, my point is that the list is a prerequisite for success. And if you struggle to build your list on your own, click here to find out how I'll build your list for you, right? So I could have done it with my own service, which I did. I could have easily done it with an affiliate offer, which I could do if there's a list building program that is good enough for me to promote. So my point is that you can always tie in things to current events, movies, books, releases, launches, celebrities. You can always do that, and you can easily structure full-blown promotions around that. Last but not least, what are the three enemies I can market against? So this is actually, we've been over this, right? We've been over this just a minute ago. So three things or persons my market is angry at. These could be both people and circumstance, but they're also the enemies, right? So for me, those are pretty much the same, but I felt it was fair to list both because sometimes you can come up with different angles for each of them. But my point is that the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Therefore, if you can find a common enemy that both you and your customer can rally up against, you will have such an easy job, such an easy task of converting a cold prospect into a hot customer and getting them to buy through your link. So that concludes the marketing section of the checklist. And in the next tutorial, we're going to hit the bonus section, which is where we're going to talk about how to enhance the offer you're promoting, how to make it sexy, how to give your people a reason to buy through your link.